was so stressed out for this episode. You have no idea.
But why? You have family.
Oh, you.
And as Chris said, family is the most important thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Disclaimer. We do not own or claim ownership of the Pokemon franchise and any Pokemon established in official canon. That's all owned by Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures. This is just a podcast made by 4 friends who love Pokemon. It's our love letter to a franchise most of us grew up with. So please go support the official release. Previously on PKMN Legacy, darling.
You're my aunt?
Victoria Vladimir. I'm planning a little heist. The museum got their hands on a meteorite.
It's a plusle? Is this dual-type stuff possessing Pokemon?
Grabs a Minun, disappears.
I have to go find them!
When you use your powers, you may see
The Minun.
You can pinpoint where they will be. The Museum of
Mysteries.
Your friend is either in a lot of danger or a lot of trouble.
You hurt her, and I will hurt you.
You are under arrest for threatening an officer of the law and suspicion of accessory to petty and grand theft.
Levi is sent flying back into the shell. Hundreds of Joltics swarm in the apartment.
I gotta find Velma.
I don't know what's happening!
Velma, before that chaos ensues and they rush to you, you begin your heist. You come right outside the Museum of Mysteries. It seems to be a plaza of interconnected buildings, a large glass dome over the center of it. The doors seem to be locked, and the guards seem to be away. Nervous, darling? Ooh, this is your first professional heist, isn't it?
Yeah. Totally.
Lovely. Then I'll let you take the reins and I'll spot you. Now, how do we get in there?
Maybe there's a window through the skylight?
Ooh, a classic. I love it. She reaches for her wrist. She's actually wearing this glove along her arm, covered in buttons and screens. She presses one. Out pops a Pokeball, from which out pops a Galvantula.
Bug Mama.
Webster, be a dear and help us to the rooftop. And Webster lets out a string shot that grapples onto the rooftop. Hold on tight, darling.
Velma kind of cautiously grabs hold of the string.
And you are propelled straight up to the rooftop as he retracts the string. And you can see from the top into the museum. And I'm gonna just give you the whole map.
Ooh, that's cool looking.
This place is big.
You have not been here before. This seems less of a museum of science and knowledge and more of a novelty.
Like Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Exactly. And you can see that this dome is directly above the center chamber, the little hub leading to all the other rooms. Below you, you see what looks to be a Dunsparce, but much longer. And the only thing between you and the museum proper is a thick dome of glass.
I think the first thing she tried to do is see if there's any, if any of the windows, just open. If there's, a loose lock or something. If there's, a loose little hatchet or something.
You look around. There does seem to be a lock on the outside of this, probably for service stuff. It is a thick padlock, nice and tight. Might be able to be lockpicked, though.
So, do you still have those little Joltik guys with you?
Oh, by the dozens, darling. Oh, which reminds me. Looks onto her glove pad thing. Let's see, should be arriving any moment. Let's make sure to leave him a nice present and perfect.
Wait.
Right, you were saying, darling?
What, who's coming?
Oh, the good Lieutenant Levi, most likely.
The lieutenant? On his way here?
Oh, not here, not yet at least. He'll probably go to your last known location, go through your friends to get to you, to get to me, a part of our little game of Pikachu and Meowth. But don't you worry, I left your friends a little safety net so we can focus on what actually matters.
Oh, thanks. So, I guess, if you still have one of them, maybe get him to pick that little lock over there.
I could, but I was assuming you'd want a little experience under the belts of your minions, henchmen. How do you call them?
Yeah, my henchmen, but they've kind of had a long, long day, so I want to make sure that gotta make sure they're all rested for if they ever go on any emergencies, you know, cause we want someone fully prepared for if things get heated.
Darling, the whole point of this team-up was to get you your supervillain sea legs, but no matter. Zop, little bit of lock-picking, please. And you see one of the tiny little Joltik pop out and head over to the lockpick. He jimmies the lock a bit. It zaps open.
Did you just say his name was Zop?
Yes.
Are the others named Zip and Zap?
Well, that's 3 of them.
I can't with you.
Now come up with names for about 100 more.
I can't with you.
The window is unlocked. You open it up.
Okay, she starts kind of making her way kind of very clumsy Mission Impossible style down.
This would be dexterity plus, not stealth, athletic. 1 out of 3. You're used to having your antenna out, but right now they're being covered by that scarf. Your balance is all thrown off. It's very awkward. You almost flip around, but you maintain your balance. Just shimmy the rest of the way down in that awkward style. Well, A for effort, darling. And Vickie takes hold of the rope and swings around almost like a pole dancer. And she just has fun with it, just swirling around, and drops to the ground almost effortlessly.
Whoa.
Comes with practice. You really should get some in, darling. Does wonders for you. And you see Webster come down as well as up. I'll be just a moment, darling. Need to check with the records at the front desk, make sure our little prize is where it needs to be. You see her go to the front desk.
I think what Velma's gonna do in the meantime is she kind of wants to look around, see if she can find where the meteorite is first, if possible.
Sure thing. This would be a clever plus alert. 3 out of 5, nice.
Woo!
So you're sort of distracted by all the novelty displays up here. You're standing in front of what seems to be a dunsparce.
Oh my god.
Over into the next room to your right, you see some smaller displays for other ones. A whalmer that has a more pinkish feline appearance. A Doug trio with thick-ass legs.
Oh.
A Honedge stuck in a rock. And it looks like a Charmander, but more blocky, yellow, and doesn't have a fire on its tail. What the hell is this shit? There's a sucker born every minute, and people pay for this.
Poor guys. They're being exploited.
I mean, I'm totally not one of those people who did that when I was younger.
But you look around. To the hallway past this display room, you can see what leads to the storage area and the dock. Possible escape route. Back in the hallway where Vickie went, the main foyer, there's the reception desks and office and bathrooms. But to the far hallway, there's a special exhibit past rows and rows of paintings.
I think Velma's gonna make her way over to that special exhibit.
Okay.
But, question about something. So, for the phones they have, can they mute when calls are being made?
What's your intention here?
Velma can call Chris or Madi, but do it in a way so that their voices don't carry over. It's just that they can listen in onto what's going on.
That's okay. I'm gonna need you to make a clever plus stealth for that, because you're sort of going behind Vickie's back on this, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
3 out of 5. One moment. Okay. You reach into your pocket for the sea gear, carefully out of sight of Webster. Do you call Madi or do you call Chris?
I think she's calling Chris on this one.
Hello? Velma, what's going on?
Velma, you're careful enough to mute him. Chris, you hear footsteps, footsteps, footsteps. Good news, darling. The curator's an idiot.
Oh.
I thought it would be under lock and key, but it turns out he already put it up in the exhibit for us.
I see. That makes things easier, I suppose.
That being said, it's best to shore up our defenses, just in case the good lieutenant drops by. I'd love to hear your input.
Well, The obvious thing would he think that we'd have something guarding at the front, but they wouldn't think that we'd have something guarding the back, where obviously something could come in.
Good instinct. I have just the thing for it. Oh, peasy. And she releases the Porygon Z you saw back at her beach house in Meikun Town. Go on and guard the service docks in the back, won't you?
Of course, mistress.
And the Porygon Z glitches out of there.
I'm never gonna get used to that.
Now then, time to get our meteorite.
Sure, lead the way.
Chris, you're hearing every bit of this, by the way.
He shuts the C gear as in he completely turns off the call. And he's looking back at Madi. I'm guessing Maddie's like behind him.
Yes.
I feel like things are about to get really messy. I need to know right now, are you okay with what is about to unfold? If not, I understand, and I don't blame you if you turn around now.
Come on, Chris. I think you know me better than that.
I know, but I always like to make sure. He's going to pop out another Pokeball, which is Victor. Victor, I want you to use Focus Energy. And then when you're ready, I want you to unleash all that energy into one attack. Good. And he looks to Madi and he's like, I'm gonna keep Victor with you, but I will be nearby. We're gonna be going to that museum. I think that's where Velma and whoever the hell is...
Wait, you're going to the Museum of Mysteries.
Yes.
I think that's where Plusle and Minun are going to be.
Oh, well, would you look at that? 2 birds, 1 stone. All right. It seems as though that they're gonna have the back door entrance pretty secured, but the front entrance might not be as secured.
Okay.
You're gonna obviously have to go through the front door. But that's why I have Victor with you. I'm gonna be going through the back as a distraction to keep all eyes off you. That will also give you time to help Velma where she is, because I think she's in trouble. And also, it'll be giving you some time to find Minun and Plusle in that instance.
Okay, so what do I need to be... Am I just going in?
You're just gonna go in. It seems, from what I know, there's not a lot of security at the front gate. There may be 1 Pokemon, but nothing as to what they have for the back entrance.
Okay, so Velma. Is she with anyone? Or we can just get her?
It might be a relative of theirs, but I'm not 100% certain. All I know is that this person is getting Velma wrapped up into something that she doesn't need to be a part of.
You guys make a dash for the museum. Chris, you sneak your way underneath the service docks. It's not actually like a door leading from the back. It's more of a door leading from underneath to where all the tunnels are. It's easy enough to find like a maintenance entrance, a sewer grate, get your way under and prepare yourself for that.
All right.
Maddie, you make your way to the front door. It's like a turnstile door. It seems that the alarms have already been disabled. The door is a bit locked, but with enough time you can pick through it. No rolls needed for this. Just will take time.
Okay.
Velma, you walk with Vickie towards the back room here, and in the center of the circular chamber, lit in a very starry blue and purple and green lights, you see, on the pedestal in the center, a meteor. Well, that was easier than expected. Though I do have to say, darling, I thought this was going to be a more cooperative experience, and it doesn't seem your heart is really into it.
Sorry, just first time nerves and all that. What do you need this meteor for again?
Like I said before, it's a scientific gold mine. And when I grow bored, it will be a literal gold mine. Oh, I know so many people who would pay top dollar for this. Once I'm done unlocking all that delicious knowledge within.
What knowledge?
Oh, no need to be coy, darling. I already know you have so much experience dealing with these... what did you call them? Jewel types?
So this thing is connected to that?
My goodness, you really need to learn how to connect the dots better. Just think about it, Velma. Each time you've ever encountered one of these variant Pokémon, how close were they to one of these meteors?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You're right. These things have always been around whenever there's been one of those dual types around. Are you saying this thing makes dual types?
A question for another time, darling. Right now, we have a more pressing issue to discuss between the two of us. And she turns around to face you. You see, I get the strangest of feelings that despite our familial bonds, you don't entirely trust me, do you?
No, that's not it at all. It's just, it feels like we're going through a lot of hoops just to get this thing. Don't you think there's, like, other ways that might be a little bit easier? I mean, couldn't we easily, like, I don't know, go to some, use some research facility or something like that so that, you don't have to go through all this trouble and, like, and you won't have to go rehabilitating Levi and everything. I mean, like, it's much easier that way, right?
Much less fun, you mean, but... I see what's happening here. And she takes a knee, puts a hand on your shoulder. It's your friends, isn't it?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean, you care about them, darling. And they care about you. They're helping you become such a good person. Except we're Vladimir's, darling. We're not here to be good. We're here to be better, to be greater, to be super.
Super.
Just think, Velma Vladimir. A name that strikes fear and awe alike into the very heart of the world. I'll show you how to become that. But if we're to work together, if we're to truly trust each other, well, then the first step, and she pulls out the sea gear from her pocket, is to put away the phones.
Oh, God.
No.
Click.
She's shaking, her mouth is open. No words are coming out.
Honestly, I'd be a bit disappointed if you didn't try to pull one on me. It's in our blood, after all.
And that just stabs her in the heart.
Don't worry, darling. It just means we have a lot of work to do. Now then, oh? And you both notice that the lights are starting to flicker.
It is time.
The sound of electricity humming. The crash of part of the glass dome breaking from above. Maddie.
Yeah.
Through the front door as you are squeezing in, you can see two figures dash through the glass. One, the jewel-type plus, and the second...
No!
Not entirely jewel-type, not fully yet, but soon-to-be jewel-type mine. Let's roll for initiative.
Oh, no! Oh, no! Why are you doing this? Listen, every episode's good. Every episode's great, but this episode, man, oh my God.
This is torture!
Wait, question. For our Pokemon or for us and our Pokemon?
You can send out a Pokemon that you have with you as you're trying to get through the tunnels. Victor is not in your party, though.
Cool. I'm going to send out Ginger.
Does this include me too?
Yes. Who would you have on hand right now?
Tried and true.
Minion?
Yes.
I'm gonna bring out tried and true Bellini, too.
What am I getting? So many sheets. Should have rolled their initiative beforehand.
Did you write this one?
This music? Yep.
It's good. I like it.
I wrote it for the playtest campaign.
Oh,
It's really good.
I like this.
This means you get to use it in the actual
Yep.
podcast, too.
Less work on my part. Hooray!
Yeah.
Yay!
Okay, what did Minion roll?
Mini rolled a 2.
What did Ginger roll?
She got a 4.
And what did Bellini roll?
A 2.
Okay, so we go over to the loading dock area and storage area of the museum. Chris, you sneak through the entrance, open up the maintenance shaft override, get in there. The floor closes beneath you. You look towards the door leading to the museum proper, and you see the Porygon Z from that beach house pop out of the interface and say,
Intruders detected! Intruders detected! Remove yourself from the premises or you will be...
And he looks to Ginger and he's like, please use Eerie Fog.
okay, you can use that when Ginger's turn comes up. As you ready that action, we cut over to Plusle. It's slightly bigger than a regular Plusle in this jewel form. Its ears and its limbs are all transparent, sharp cones littered with static light. And on its face, a glowing plus sign in the center, and where its cheeks would be are abscesses in the shapes of inverted plus signs. It goes into where its body would have been, but there's nothing there in this form.
It's spoopy.
The Minum next to it is starting to look the same way, with minus abscesses instead of the plus signs, and more of a bluish tint than the reddish yellow that the Plusle had. It's not completely formed that way yet. You can still see the right side of its face with its eye poking out beneath the almost translucently white surface of the rest of its jewel form, and part of its limbs sticking out on the front. Its eye, though, looks very, hazed over. That's what you can see from where you are, Maddie. Now the Plusle is going to look around. Its ears seem to be drawn towards the back of the museum as you see it scuttle away.
Oh.
Velma, you can see it coming down the hall, charging after you. It will reach you on its next turn. Vickie looks down the hall. Ooh, very interesting. Webster, deal with that, will you? And Webster goes forth into that hallway. The Minun starts heading towards that hallway as well. It is now Madi and Bellini's turn.
Okay, so...
Oh, wait, sorry, I skipped over,
Ginger?
Go ahead and roll for Eerie Fog.
1 out of 3. Ginger isn't freaking out or anything. She sort of just lies down, sits on the ground, and as the smoke coming from her mouth, which would normally be from her fire fang, actually starts to slowly seep out the more she breathes and pants, and that causes the Eerie Fog to slowly fill the room up.
And yeah, Eerie Fog takes control of the field. Moving on to Bellini.
Sorry, where can I check movement speed?
There's not really movement speed in this.
Okay.
Just basically every separate room is its own zone, and you can spend one action moving from one zone to the other.
So does the zone Bellini's in versus this count as 2 separate zones?
Yeah, you're in the lobby right now.
Okay.
Moving to the central chamber where the Dunsparce statue is would take 1.
Okay, so Bellini's gonna take that action and do that.
Sure thing. And you can go right along with him, as well as Victor. I forgot to roll.
Oh, right.
Victor gets the highest initiative roll.
2. Okay, so yeah, you charge forth through the museum, and you catch the tail end of the semi-corrupted Minun as it's starting to head toward the hallway.
Minun, listen to me. This is not you.
Why don't you, Maddie, make a cool plus empathy check?
0 out of 2.
It turns its head to see the new source of stimulus. Its eye is hazed over. It's hard to tell if it even recognizes you as it turns its head back to follow the Plusle. That is Minion now. Velma, you can hear Maddie in the other room. Vickie turns to you. Well, my dear, your move.
I think Velma is going to send out Minnie to check out what's going on with the thing coming down the hallway. And I think she's also going to start making her way down the hallway to see what's going on because she hears Maddie.
All right, dear, you take care of that and I'll take care of this meteor. But yeah, you go down the hallway, you get line of sight on the jewel-type Minun and Plusle, and through the corner you also spot Maddie with Bellini and Victor.
Maddie?
Velma,
What's going on? What is it?
I don't know. What are you doing here?
What are you doing
We
here?
just followed the electrical current, and Chris and we were almost arrested. Okay.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. For now, let's get this thing under control.
Okay.
Whatever this is. What is it?
Any trainer actions bottom the round?
Can I attempt to dive for the Minun and hold it down?
Ah.
And then instruct Velma to do the same with the Plusle?
That would count as entering the fray, so yeah, you can absolutely do that. I need you to roll a strength plus athletic.
Don't think those are very good stats for us. Let's see how this goes. 1 out of 3.
You just run and dive for him?
Yeah, trying to just hold it down.
You grab onto its rear legs, which are less legs and more of like these focused, pointed cone cylinder things. You touch them, you can feel energy coursing through to you. It turns towards you. You have its attention now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Velma, try to grab the other Pokemon, the Plusle. Pin it down. I have an idea.
Okay. Velma will also just try to catch the thing.
Okay, I'll need you to make a strength plus athletic check then. 0 out of 1.
Oof.
How do you fuck this up?
Hop, she's about to dive on it. It dashes under, she just plants face first onto the floor. Followed by a muffled, ow.
The Plusle actually doesn't seem focused on you. Its eyes are currently going past you towards the meteor. Chris, any action from you?
Question, is Chris able to look around the area to find an opening to get to where possibly where he's hearing all this. Is he able to hear all this other commotion happening on the other end?
Very, very faintly. You can notice the flickering of the lights, and that's not just from the eerie fog, that's from something else. Unfortunately, only exit out of this room to the main room is through Porygon Z, who is currently guarding this door. Like he's coming out of the control panel for that door, like an electric key lock.
I want Chris to throw something at the Porygon Z to distract it in hopes of being able to run past it in the next turn.
Okay, what did you have in mind?
I'm throwing a berry at it.
Go ahead and roll dexterity plus throw and tell me what berry you're throwing.
Hold up. I still have that soda from those two guys, world famous in Hoenn.
Yeah, dexterity plus throw.
One out of 2.
You do not hit the Porygon Z. It sort of just dematerializes out of the way. It goes through a pixelated body and hits the control panel, and you can see static coming off of that.
Oh.
And doors going haywire. Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. Like it is completely malfunctioning. You have a slight opening if you are quick enough to get through it without getting slammed. But that is your trainer action for this one. Porygon Z is also feeling the effects of it and sort of just pops out of it, and its fully formed body unattached from the control panel.
Warning ignored. Moving on to phase 2.
Oh no! Yo, we're screwed.
Vickie is also going to do a trainer action. You guys are focused on the fighting right now. Velma, you can slightly hear Vickie pulling out a device out of her utility belt and plugging it into the meteor. Prongs on the end, sticks it in there like a meat thermometer. Presses a button on her power gauntlet, and you can start to hear the meteor rise a bit, like it's slightly floating, because it's slightly lighter than it used to be.
Ooh.
Top of the order, we have Porygon Z, who turns to you and Ginger. It is going to go for a tried and true tri-attack. You see its 3 blue limbs rotate in front of it like a Gatling gun as it charges up. I am going to roll for its accuracy. That will be a 2.
Can Ginger evade?
Yeah, go ahead and roll. You have to meet or beat a 2.
She got a 1. You know what? This is a very tense moment, so yep, I'm gonna use a will point.
Okay, are you using Ginger's or yours?
I will use Chris's, yep.
Go ahead and re-roll then.
Hey, 3 out of 5.
Woo!
So you see it let loose a beam of very pixelated elemental energy blast towards Ginger. She sort of ducks and covers under into the eerie fog, which I just reminded myself of something. I'll fix that later. Yeah, it blasts and hits a half-finished painting in the back of the room. Sets it on fire, but also freezes it at the same time.
Oh.
Meanwhile, the Porygon Z is feeling the effects of the eerie fog around it as spectral claws rise from underneath it and just scratch at it for 1 point of damage.
All right, so that at least is doing some damage.
Next is Plusle. It's going to try and hack at the Galvantula. 3 will hit. It leaps up and comes crashing down, pointy limbs first. Oh, that's a super effective 3 points of damage.
Boy.
It penetrates, but doesn't seem to leave any physical marks. It does seem to affect it very much, though. But no disabling. We cut back over to the storage room with Ginger.
All right, good evasion, girl. Now use Odor Sleuth, because I don't want her to get hit by that. 1 out of 5.
That will land. Now, just keep in mind, Odor Sleuth is not like for you to evade. It's so that Porygon Z can't evade you.
Ah, that's right. Sorry, I'm thinking in game rules. Sorry.
While Porygon Z is busy with the eerie fog, you can see Ginger's brimstone eyes piercing through it. It has the scent.
Good girl.
Cutting back over to Webster, it is going to go on the defensive and use Double Team. Velma, you see the Galvantula move so fast around itself that it creates after images. Multiple Galvantula, a swarm of illusory copies. It can now make up to 5 evasions per round.
Oh.
Not just 1. Minun, back in the central chamber of the museum, is now face to face with Madi, Bellini, and Victor. Madi, keep in mind, you can only control either Bellini or Victor. The other one will be a wild card.
Oh, I didn't know that I had control over Victor.
Use the mum key.
Only if you so choose.
Well, my plan anyway was to use Bellini for this moment, so I'll stick to that.
But first things first, Minun is going to haunch itself up, and you see thunderous energy crackle out of it, and it is going to go for a thunder wave on Bellini.
No!
A 1 out of 1 will hit. Unfortunately for status moves, you can't really evade or clash them. Only damaging moves. Bellini is paralyzed.
This better not ruin my plan!
Well, let's find out what your plan is, because it is now Bellini's turn.
I mean, all it was going to be was to use Sing and put the mine into sleep to see if it can stop it from getting to the meteor and maybe stop the transformation. So...
Okay, well, first things first. Right now, I am adding a penalty to Bellini's dexterity as it is now paralyzed. Oh, you already did it.
I did?
Well, it seems that way.
I didn't do anything.
Huh.
Wait, so if Kay didn't do it...
Bellini's been fighting at a handicap then this whole time.
What?
Because we forgot to clear the bonuses or penalties.
Oh, shoot. So should it be -1 or -2?
It's at -2.
Okay.
Go ahead. You said you wanted to sing. Go ahead and roll for sing.
But does, like, paralysis affect the vocal cords?
I don't think dexterity has anything to do with it. Unfortunately, you still got 0 out of 2 for that accuracy roll unless you want to use will points.
Yeah, Bellini will use a will point try roll again. 1 out of 3.
What? That's power chord.
Dang it, I messed up. Hold on. What the?
Another 0 out of 2.
Can I use one more?
Absolutely.
Wait, so this is the thing. The reason that I had Maddie grab the Minun's feet was because I did want to try to up the odds of the accuracy. Is there any modifier I can get for this?
Unfortunately, it's not a matter of whether you can keep it in place because it is not moving anywhere.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was going to try and escape.
It's just a matter of the sound being strong enough to pierce through it.
All right, everybody bring in your energy. Let's hype Bellini up.
Okay, I'll subtract another will point from Bellini. That's its last one you can use before it faints.
Yep.
But go ahead.
Hype,
You can
hype.
You
Let's
can do it.
Let's
You feel
do
great.
it.
Hey!
2 out of 2 will land.
Yeah, baby, that's what we've been waiting for.
I love you, Bellini.
Describe Bellini's melody here.
So Bellini, struggling a little bit, like wincing slightly at the paralysis, pulls out his little microphone and starts going da 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 like a Jigglypuff.
You can deal with the royalties later, but for now,
I'll re-record it if you need me to.
Minun falls asleep. The only exposed eye closes, and the lights start to move a bit slower. It is locked into place here now.
Good job, Bellini.
Next in the order, we have Minion. Plusle is going at the Galvantula. What do you do?
We're gonna try to slow down the Plusle with a string shot. God damn.
Okay, go ahead and roll for accuracy.
Woo!
A 5 out of 6 will absolutely land.
Woo! Stop him! We gotta slow him down! Use a string shot! And he just spits out the Spider-Man style, spits out like a little web out into the halls that Plusle gets all caught up into it, just kind of like a fly caught in a web.
And with that, such a high roll, you also notice only something that the well-trained eye can catch. A faint shimmer, like a link between the Plusle and the mine. And whatever you just did right now, it seems to have gummed up whatever bonus they were getting from that.
Oh.
Wait, does that mean that the sleep affects the Plusle too?
I won't make you roll for this, Velma. You're smart enough to know that Plusle's and Minun's abilities are plus and minus. They seem to have a more altered version of that, but the boost they were getting from that ability is now slightly hampered by your attempts to gum them up, at least on Plusle's end.
Ooh.
Victor, you did not command it, so it sees the fight going on. The foe is vulnerable. It's going to leap forth. Just a tried and true ice punch.
Sweet baby boy, why?
Sweet baby boy is violent.
Sweet.
Just be gentle, Victor.
There's
just
no
be
promise
gentle.
that there is no promise he will be gentle.
3 out of 6. It can't really evade or dodge or clash right now.
I'm
so
sure
it takes a
it'll be
hit.
Fine, it's fine. It's fine.
I think it'll be just fine.
And it can't be frozen too, right? It can't do double status?
Oh, statuses can stack, yes. In this version, it
Oh,
can.
it can. Okay.
2 points of damage. And let's see if it freezes up. No frozen.
Okay.
I kind of wanted this to be frozen.
Oh, God.
Victor lets out a frosty little punch. It does not crumble back. Instead, the force only drives it back a bit. Its pronged limbs grinding against the ground like chalk on like nails on a chalkboard. any additional actions from the Pokemon. I know that Porygon Z will do one, and I think Plus will do one as well.
I might have Bellini try one. I know it's high chance.
Okay, well, first things first, Porygon Z. You see its eyes glow and pulsate between yellow and red. It is powering up with a nasty plot.
Oh, a nasty plot. Oh no.
And 2 will hit. It's thinking evil thoughts right now. Its special attack increases by 2.
Interesting.
Plusso will also make a second action. It's gonna go for a quick attack against the Dustox that just gummed up the works.
Uh-oh.
You see it vibrate so fast, it sort of phases through most of the string shots that were keeping it in place. A 4 will land unless you're trying to evade or clash.
We'll try to evade.
In this case, it would be a 3 or more to beat it.
Woo!
3 will... Actually, no, sorry, hold on. This is also your second action.
What?
Oh, I didn't know an evasion counts as a second action.
Evasions are in action, clashes are in action. Unfortunately, that will land.
Okay.
I was so excited too. Its defense is 4, right?
Yes.
Beefy little Dustox boy. It doesn't have a big enough pool for that shit.
Oh.
You negated all its dice, so it can only hit you for the minimum 1 point of damage. So yeah, it tries to charge forth, but you gum up the works just enough for it to only land a faint little tap. Could have been much worse. Any other additional actions?
I do have one. Is Ginger able to do an attack roll at the moment? Because she didn't do an attack before. She didn't clash with
You only did
Odor Sleuth.
So yeah, this will be your second action, but you can absolutely roll an attack. What do you have in mind?
I want Ginger to bite. She's feeling bitey.
Yeah, go ahead. You need 2 or more successes for this story.
Ooh, dice for God's help, please. 4 out of 6.
Nice.
It's going to roll Protect.
Wait, so what would this be, a clash?
Well, not a clash. Protect is more of a priority move that can interrupt an incoming attack.
Oh, it's a priority move. Oh.
So it's going to try. It needs 3 or more successes for this to succeed and block it.
Nice God's help. Help a bro out. Help a boy out, please.
5 out of 8.
Oh!
Porygon Z materializes a shield. Ginger's fangs try to pierce through it, but it can't get to the Porygon Z. Good, very good attempt, though.
Yeah, really.
I appreciate that.
Any other additional attacks?
I would like to have Bellini try and do a pound.
You need, more than 0 to land.
Yeah, so that didn't work. Bellini is not rolling good today, man.
Look, it's paralyzed. It can't land the blow.
It's okay, Bellini. You're doing great.
Trainer actions. So yeah, Vickie is pulling the now floating meteor behind her on a leash. How goes the hubbub, sweetie?
Someone just turns around, sees the floating mirror, and what? How are you?
Oh, this localized low-gravity inducer. A parlor trick, really. I could teach you so much more.
Velma suddenly goes wide-eyed for a minute, and she just shakes her head and says, Neuralighter, we got a situation in our hand? What is this? And she points over to the Plusle, to the jewelized Plusle thingy.
Oh my. A fully altered specimen and one in mid-mutation? My lucky day. And she reaches down to her thigh straps and whips out some Ultra Balls.
No.
Oh, no.
Absolutely not.
Can she, I don't know, not?
Refrain, Vickie, refrain.
You sure you want to do that right now? I don't think this is really the right call right now.
Now, Velma. A true Vladimir does not half-ass on anything. We always go full-ass, darling. At the bottom of the round, Porygon C takes 1 more point of damage from the eerie fog. And Maddie, you can see through the doors back in the lobby. You hear someone entering.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I know exactly who it's going to be.
Okay.
And I don't want to see them.
Please let it be Angel. Please let it be Angel.
Bashing through the rotation doors, Levi and his gristled Vaporeon.
Oh.
He takes a quick moment to process all the shit that's going on.
I'm going to need a lot more handcuffs. But first things first.
Turns and points at Victoria.
Vladimir!
As he is now in initiative. Oh, hello, darlings. Kay here. Welcome back to the pause menu. Hope you've been enjoying this action-packed episode so far. Quick note, there will probably not be an episode for the month of March 2025. I will be traveling for the first time in a very, very long time, and I need time to prepare, so I might not have enough time to really devote to an episode here. If that's the case, then I will make the decision to pause the Patreon on March 10th, I believe. Should know by then. And then for April, we'll be back on schedule. Speaking of the Patreon, though, if you'd still like to join, you can do so, help support the show, get rewards like your name in the end credits of the YouTube releases of these podcast episodes, access to behind-the-scenes bonus tidbits, and for Ultra Baller tier members, you get your name mentioned here in the pause menu. And this time, I think I shall do it in the voice Victoria Vladimir. A very special thanks to Bamboori, Camicat, Cybernetic Pink Eye, Danny Deathheart, Donkey Otto, Doodle Boy, Javon, Jonathan Jesus Macias, Kian T, Limus Humane, Mr. Someone, Orcare Maxins, Quest, Red Phoenix 2412, Renamon Music Box Brony, and Unoriginal. Thank you very much, darlings. And as always, you can also support the show through word of mouth. Leave a good post on Blue Sky or Twitter using the hashtag PKMN Legacy. Leave a good comment on our YouTube releases, or a review wherever you found this podcast. Do that, and like our patrons, we might use your name for one of our NPCs, such as the case of Victoria Vladimir, named after @Aonomica on Twitter. And a very special thanks once again to Gudia Serenade for reprising the role of Captain Levi. Oh, Captain, my Captain, thank you so much. That's it for now. Enjoy the rest of the chaos. Unpause. We cut back to the storage room. Porygon Z, he's charging up his lasers. Another tri-attack on Houndoom. That's going to be a 4 out of 8. That's going to be a critical hit, unless you evade or clash.
You try to clash with a Fire Fang. Ooh, that'd be difficult because that's only a pool of 4.
Oh, you'd have to roll perfectly.
You know what? I'll take the hit.
All right, here comes a lot of damage. Special defense?
3.
Blast Ginger, this time not missing. Hitting at her for 5 points of damage.
Oh, no.
No additional effects from the elemental energies, but that is a hefty blow.
Oh. He's just like, okay, that's not good. And he's trying to think, but he's like starting to panic a little bit. He's like, okay, what do I do?
Okay, back in the hallway, the Plusle, crackling energy. Not like lightning, but something much deeper than that, as it lets out a burst of energy surrounding it, like an AoE sort of thing. But it's only going to hit Galvantula. A 4 will land, but Galvantula is going to try and evade, to no avail. So Galvantula is hit for 3 points of damage as a burst of strange, almost glitchy energy courses through it. You can see the illusory copies sort of fizzle out as they are negated. It is on its last of its many legs.
Oh, jeez.
Meanwhile, Ginger...
All right, so Chris is a little miffed. Nah, he's not a little miffed. He's very pissed off. I have something I want to try, Kay.
Sure.
I'm wanting to spend a will point, or however many will points I need to spend, to have Ginger attack, but once that attack is done, switch out and pop out the other Pokemon. But that, I don't know how feasible that actually is.
So you want to see if you can distract the Porygon enough to switch out Pokemon without incurring any penalties?
So sort of like instead of actually causing the attack, it's more of a feint, and it ends up switching out the Pokemon.
Describe how Ginger is going to try and do this.
So with the Fire Fang, while the Eerie Fog is still in effect, the smoke coming out of her mouth as it's getting ready to leap and attack, instead of it fully launching down, you just see it disappear and something else pops out.
I'm going to need you, Chris. This is sort of you trying to switch it out at the very right opportunity. I need you to roll Dexterity plus Stealth.
Is it 1 out of 3?
It's not a great roll, but for the purposes of this, Ginger goes for the Fire Fang, lets out a cloud of brimstone as a feint. You take this opportunity to switch them out. Who are you switching with?
I'm going to switch them out with my very, very lovely Diamond.
Due to the low roll, they are going to act as though this is their second action if they move.
Okay.
-1 to the successes.
I can still do something.
We'll cut back to you as you figure that out, though. We cut over to Webster now. It's going to try and get a little more juice out of it with Leech Life as it latches onto it and tries to just bite into it. This strangely powerful Plusle. 2 out of 4. Plusle's going to try and evade. Yeah, that will evade. Plusle is, even with the string shot gumming it up, is still almost a blur, just warps out of the way. That will be Minan's turn. Let's see if it wakes up. If the subject is in battle, roll insight at the beginning of its attempted actions. After 5 successes, it wakes up. So, let's roll for Minan's insight.
They sleep.
It's not that good of an insight, I'll be honest. But that's 2 so far.
Okay, so it needs 5 total.
3 more and it wakes up.
Okay.
Captain Levi and his Vaporeon rush in.
Miss LeClaire, you're not floating anymore. What is going on here?
Okay, so basically, number one, I'm really, really sorry that I hit you. There's this whole thing that I have going on that I can
We
explain.
will deal with that later.
Yes, great. So Vickie's taking the meteor, and there are these Jewel-type Pokemons that we think the meteor is making them these Jewel-types. So we're trying to stop them and trying to stop the meteor from being taken because I think it's dangerous.
I need you to make a cool plus. This is definitely empathy.
1 of the 2.
You can't tell if he's really forgiving you for it,
Right.
but right now,
It don't matter.
There are bigger priorities right
Yeah.
now than your assault of a police officer.
Not mine.
Half yours.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was their action moving into position. It is now Bellini's turn.
Okay, Bellini is going to go in for a pound on the Minun again.
Okay, go ahead and roll. You just need 1 success.
But I am still paralyzed now.
Penalty's already applied to that.
Yeah. Gosh darn.
A 0 out of 2 is still going to miss. One's too sleepy to attack. Well, there's too paralyzed to make the land blow.
Make the
blow land.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, the land blow.
The land blow.
We cut over to the hallway. Velma, what do you do with Minion?
I think the first priority now is just trying to stop the Plusle from causing any more trouble. So we're gonna hit it with a... We're gonna see if we can confuse him.
Confusion? 3 out of 4, that will land.
Woo!
Nice.
Go ahead and roll. Its defense is 2. Minimum damage. The confusion lands with the psionic blast. Roll that chance dice to see if it confuses it.
Nuts.
No confusion with this confusion. It's a war of attrition at this point right now, but you land the first point of damage it's received.
Woo!
We cut over back into the storage room with Diamond.
I think even with if there's a pool of 1 and I'm already at a negative, that means it probably wouldn't hit, would it?
If you're thinking about hypnosis, currently it would be impossible.
Ah, fair enough. In that case, I'm gonna have Diamond use Scratch.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll for accuracy. You need 2 or more to hit.
That did not do anything, but I will not spend anything because I just wanted to see what would happen.
We cut over to Victor, another wild card. It's gonna try and pummel the Minun again.
Oh gosh!
Just be gentle.
Well, you can try to persuade it not to go so hog wild on it. What do you say to it?
Victor, look, we're trying to save this thing, okay? So just pummel it enough to make us able to catch it, but don't kill it, okay?
Cool, plus this would be lore.
Lore.
Oh, that's sort of the training skill, so yeah.
Yeah.
2 out of 2. Victor looks to you, turns back, taking yours and Chris's words to heart back from that training session about focusing the attacks. This is not the time to let loose. It's just gonna go for another held back ice punch.
Chris, he's grown so much.
I know, he used to be so punch happy.
Unfortunately, it held back a bit too much because that's 0 out of 6 for accuracy. No! At this point, the action is wasted, but at least it's not pummeled to death.
Yeah.
That is true.
Bottom of the round, the eerie fog affects the Porygon Z for 1 point of damage, but also 4 diamond.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oops.
But at this point, the eerie fog fades away. Porygon Z has its sights set on Diamond. It is going to go for another tri-attack.
That's Vickie's Porygon Z, right?
5 out of 8.
What? But that's just accuracy, right?
Yes, but that is a critical hit.
I could clash.
You would need to get an accuracy of 5 or more to beat it, though, but you can certainly try.
You know what? I will clash with a prism blast to see if she will survive.
2 out of 6.
I will spend 1 will point for her. Oh, she only has 1.
No, Diamond has a lot more than 1.
Oh, why is it saying current is only 1 in the will point factor? That's
Are you looking at the sheet or the token?
the sheet.
Use the token for now. I'll give you 3.
I love you. I love you so much.
I love you too, bro. Okay, but that's down to 2 now. Yeah, go ahead and re-roll those dice.
Okay, second verse, same as the first. Please try to work.
Okay, 3 out of 6 is going to land.
You know, that's fair. I'll just take the hit.
As this super effective tri-attack is going to pierce through Diamond's diamond.
Oh no. Oh no.
What is Diamond's defense? 3 or 4?
3.
That's going to be 7 points of damage. And Diamond only has 6 left. Yeah, Porygon Z is completely focused as the Diamond takes 1 hit and drops. So focused that it doesn't notice the door malfunctioning, open and close.
How much can Chris run for that?
As a trainer action at the end of the round, you certainly can. Meanwhile, we have the Plusle. It is going to finish off the Galvantula. Gonna go for a quick attack. That will hit unless Webster can evade. Let's see if he has it left in him. It meets and beats it.
Nice.
Woo, Webster!
Webster lives 1 more day as it takes a step back before the Plusle lands and pierces the ground. Tile bits flying everywhere. Webster is going to go for another Leech Life, trying to get some health. 2 out of 4 would hit. If Plusle does not dodge it in time, let's find out. It just fails to evade properly. Galvantula closes in, this time the Leech Life making contact as it clamps down and sucks it. I know what I said.
Okay.
It only gets 1 point of health back for that 2 shift hit, but health is health and damage is damage.
Second wind!
We cut over to Minun. Let's see if it wakes up.
Stay asleep, please. I ask nicely.
That's its 4th success. 1 more and it wakes up.
I mean, maybe Victor should punch it to sleep again?
Yeah, right?
We either put him into sleep or we're putting him to sleep.
Oh no!
Throwing that one back.
Captain Levi and the Vaporeon rush into the hallway where they see Velma. They see Victoria. Victoria turns to him and goes, "Oh, if it isn't the good Lieutenant Levi." Oh, wait, no, that's right. Captain now, isn't it? Ooh, tough break, those demotions.
Oh, dang.
Levi tries his best to turn his attention to you, Velma.
Velma, I'm giving you 1 chance to do the right thing. Your friends assaulted me in order to protect you. Are they protecting Velma or just another Vladimir? Because I have a special warrant for one of those things.
But that is its turn, moving in and saying that to you. We cut over to Bellini.
Can I use my trainer action to switch?
Yes, it's safe enough for you to do that.
Okay, so I'm switching to Victor.
Oh, you mean, okay.
Or do you mean you're saying switch Pokemon?
I thought you were recalling Bellini and sending out another one, but you can take control of Victor instead of Bellini for this round since you have not acted yet.
I would like to do that.
What do you tell Victor to do then?
Okay, Victor, you did so good last time, but hold back a little less. But Ice Punch!
It rears back. That's a critical hit.
Oh no!
But you told it to hold back, so this is going to do half the damage.
Okay.
Instead of really letting loose, it only hits it for 2 points of damage. Let's see if it's frozen as well. Nope.
That's okay. That was really, really good, Victor. Good job. And Maddie offers him a fist bump.
Bit focused right now, but acknowledges it.
I feel like it's like that one scene from The Incredibles at the end where it's like, just second place, second place, second place, go for second.
Yeah.
Incredible. Okay. That brings us to Minion. Time to choose, Velma. Oh, Velma, please, don't act like you don't know the answer to this question. You've been studying for it your whole life.
Velma's just looking back and forth between Vickie and the lieutenant, back and forth, back and forth.
I'm going to need an answer from Velma.
I know.
This is very stressful.
What's going through Velma's mind right now?
On the one hand, she has the one familial relationship that's actually outside of her mom that she's been able to talk to for years. It may be possibly the only link to her grandpa, even though they said that he went off grid. On the other hand, her friends are in danger, and she really doesn't want to betray them because everything that's happened down this journey. So she is like caught in the middle. So, question.
Answer.
Would going after the Plessel be impeding on Levi's orders, yes or no?
You're trying to go for a neutral action right now?
Yes.
Taking the middle road might bite you in the ass here. But going after the Plessel does not technically fly in the face of either Levi or Vickie, but just know that you will have to make this decision, and very soon.
I think for the time being, we will be continuing to go after the Plessel. We're gonna see if we can get a poison sting on him.
A 1 will hit, and it cannot evade. Roll for damage. Its defense is 2. 1 point of damage, and does it poison? No poison, minimal damage, minimal action from you, minimal effect on who you're siding with. Velma is half-assing it for a good reason. Then we'll skip right to trainer actions then.
Chris is gunning for it.
Yeah, go ahead, and this is dexterity plus athletics.
Athletics. His worst enemy.
And you are going to contest it against Porygons.
I got a 1 out of 3.
Let me roll. It got a 0 out of 5.
How? What? I'm not complaining, but how?
Well, you know what? You tell me. Okay. How the hell does that happen? How do you evade it?
Chris, after seeing Diamond go down with that 1 hit, also seeing the Porygon glitching just from the soda hitting the control panel itself, he's like, okay, I gotta get in there and I just gotta run. He does a thing that he doesn't think should work. For some reason it does. He ever so slowly just walks to the Porygon as it's glitching and then just walks through it before running through the door. He's believing that if he moves very slowly, it doesn't pick up on it that he's a threat or that he's trying to do anything weird. He's just walking.
Change of battle tactics. Recalculating.
And you take this time to walk through it. It fizzles out and tries to reform. And you rush through the door. It flies after you, but is not fast enough to not get caught by the door. And that gives you your opening to dash towards the side exhibits where you see the chaos unfolding.
All right, now I just gotta, and he looks to his right and he just sees all of those like Pokemon amalgamations, and he's
the feline Wilmer, the Ductrio with legs, hone-edged in the sword, and that yellow blockish Charmander-looking motherfucker.
Oh, what fresh hell is this?
That's your trainer action.
Throwing a Pokeball count as my trainer action?
Yes, it would.
I would like to attempt.
Okay.
I don't think we're there yet, but better safe than sorry.
Okay, what Pokeball are you using?
I'm just gonna do a regular Pokeball right now and save the Great Ball for maybe better odds. I don't know. Just gonna see if I can get lucky. 3 out of 4.
You throw the Pokeball. Shake, shake. Shake, shake. It cracks open. It was so close.
Oh, darn. Okay.
Velma, anything from you?
I think Velma's gonna try to catch Plessel.
Shake, shake once, and it cracks open. This one is a bit tougher because it's not under any status duress right now. Vickie is going to take a trainer action, though.
Better not.
As she pulls out an Ultra Ball.
No!
She throws it.
How's that fair? We're too poor for Ultra Balls.
That sounds like a you problem.
Sorry, I don't speak broke.
Shake, shake. It cracks open. That was a 1 out of 8.
Oh! I like them apples.
Worth a shot. All right, Webster, darling, I think you've fought enough. Oh, and Captain, we're having a bit of a family matter here. Chew on this instead. And she throws an Ultra Ball behind Levi, and he is now flanked by a Metagross.
Excuse me?
Good boy, Hal. Buy us some time. Now then, Velma. I believe we have a job to finish. Toot sweet now.